this is usually how far back I have to sit when I do webinars and classes here. This is my personal yoga studio, if you will, or workout. This is our sunroom that we took over from the kids and decided that they didn't need any more toys and or playroom. So we kicked them all to their rooms with all their toys, made them get rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and we made this into our exercise room. So this is where I do a lot of the classes I was doing. Just 5 minutes once a week, not necessarily focused on yoga, but just talking about movement and different things. I'm going to put this on and we'll continue talking. I'll do an official introduction. But before I get started, this is the Practicing Yoga Safely with Hypermobility, seminar, webinar, live broadcast to test Zubia. Hopefully it goes better this time with no technical difficulties on my end. My name is Kendra Nielsen-Miles. I am the executive director and founder of EDS Wellness, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization in the state of Maryland. It's a newer nonprofit. We focus on helping people restore function and living well, and resources to do that. I focus a lot on lifestyle medicine, which is more about lifestyle change, behavior modification, learning ways to move well and move more. A lot of us have been told not to do certain things, such as yoga. A lot of us don't know how to start. A big thing that I push is the just 5 minutes, is that even if you can't do anything, moving and doing something each day is better than nothing. But that's not our focus today. The focus today is on yoga for hypermobility. Ehlers-danlos syndromes is a collection of heritable connective tissue disorders that are related to hypermobility. However, hypermobility or joint hypermobility is much more than just loose joints. It affects the organs, the internal organs. There's connective tissue everywhere. It's in your eyes. And there are many hundreds of conditions that are associated with hypermobility. Hypermobility might not be the exact main symptom of it, but EDS or Ehlers-Danlos syndromes are just a collection of one type of heritable connective tissue disorder associated with hypermobility. So with that being said, we are discussing yoga for hypermobility and all hypermobility syndromes, with the caveat that I'm not a doctor. I am a certified health education specialist. My degree is in public health with a specialization in exercise physiology, exercise and movement. I'm also studying to be a restorative exercise specialist. That certification will come this year. I'm also a registered yoga instructor. So I talk a lot about movement and how to help people move better and move more. And I focus a lot on yoga because it's a modality that incorporates the mind-body component. And so many of us are told not to do yoga and they don't know how to do it safely. And the reason why yoga or we're told not to do yoga is that sometimes when people are very, very deconditioned, and what I mean by deconditioned is that they just have absolutely no muscle tone to help support their joints, is that if they go into yoga, they can do all these crazy poses naturally without even trying. And that's a lot of times glorified. It's glorified in yoga, it's glorified in dance, gymnastics, but that's not safe. Going too far, stretching too far, doing too much without having any idea of what your body is doing, or what we call proprioception, can cause micro tear or trauma into the joints and into the connective tissues that help support the joints. So we have connective tissues that support our joints. We also have connective tissues that wrap our organs. We have connective tissues everywhere, like I said. So it's very important to understand how to do things appropriately and how to move better, move more. But like I said, before you do anything, always ask your doctor, your provider, your physical therapist before you do anything new. I am not a doctor. I'm here just to give a little bit of tips, information, help for people that might not have access to somebody that can help them. I'm using a lot of what I've learned, but that doesn't mean that what I do or how I do things is appropriate for you. I'm just going to give a couple tips on how to modify. This is not a class. I have plenty of classes on YouTube that I've taped. I am a newer yoga instructor, but I know a whole lot about hypermobility. So we're just going to focus on that, understanding that hypermobility is much more than just loose joints. Ehlers-Danlos syndromes are a collection of heritable connective tissue disorders associated with hypermobility, but there are many different hypermobility related disorders. And the importance of yoga and hypermobility is learning what not to do so that you can protect yourself and use yoga to your advantage, both mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever you want. And half the battle with yoga and hypermobility is learning how you don't want to go too far. It's almost opposite of the way that mainstream yoga is taught. Yoga for